So when you have lessons that are presented in a sequential way and everything is built like this, it's hard to come as a teacher bringing in a conceptual approach where you're asking someone to look at the big picture and then learn from that. It really is a different approach in the classroom, and it does challenge students to step out of their comfort zone. When you teach step by step by step, then people just don't feel uncomfortable. They don't feel uncomfortable, and they're very teacher dependent. But if you're presenting like this with a conceptual approach and a game, students are going to feel uncomfortable. And so I think this idea of helping our students learn to be uncomfortable, learning in different ways is really important.
Yeah, I did something. I was in the DP program, the diploma program as well, and I was in an English class with 4 students. So that was basically actually my first lesson I taught myself, and it was nice to have a small class in front of me. And we did a discussion on human rights, and the teacher and I, we created a list with statements and questions about human rights. And then I said, okay, you two pair up. You're in favor of the statements, and you two are against the statement. And it's something like same-sex marriage is allowed. And I said, well, you are against. And they said, oh, it's difficult, and actually I don't agree with this. And I said, it's okay, you don't have to agree with this, but I want you to think on why you could not agree with this, and then provoke a discussion. And the discussion lasted for 20-25 minutes. And we did that with 2 statements. And I really put them in an awkward position to think of something they don't agree with, but they still have to discuss it.
Wow. And did you have a chance to reflect on that? Did you ask the students afterwards, like using some metacognition? How was that experience? Did you have the time for that?
No, not really, but through when because they were discussing with each other, and I asked them, I gave them 10 to 15 minutes to come up with arguments to discuss, and then had to share the arguments with me, and then said, okay, and then I revised them and repeated them to make sure that I understood what they were saying, and then they had to discuss with each other. And I have a small recording of it, and I got some feedback of my mentor teacher. And through the discussion, they were saying, oh, I don't agree with this, but this, and this. And then as the discussion went along, it got more serious and serious. And then when it was done, the students who weren't in favor of the statement, they're like, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted because it's so difficult to put your mindset to something that you don't agree with.
Great.
Yeah.